In this video, we're going to take a look at the spread operator. Now, the spread operator is really quite cool because what it enables you to do is something that I haven't seen in other programming languages, at least in other JVM-based programming languages. And it's the ability basically to take a collection and to explode the collection out into its consistent elements such that they become insertable in some way or passable in some way. So we'll see what this means. Let's kick off with an example. So if I have here def L equals, so this is just a list, apples, oranges, pears. Oops. Yep, so I have a list now. So we can see here we have a list of apples, oranges, pears. And let's suppose I want to compose another list. Let's call it a shopping list. And inside the shopping list, I'm going to have the items I'm going to buy from the supermarket. So maybe, for example, milk, cereal, and then actually maybe if I rename this to fruits, then if I want to include all of these elements here, so apples, oranges and pears, in other words, all elements of the fruits list, what I can do is use the spread operator to do star fruits. And then if I clear and then run, you can see here we don't just have milk and cereal, we also have the elements of that list as well, apples, oranges and pears. Because what's happened is it's basically taken this list and it's exploded each element out and inserted it in place of the star fruits expression. So it's a very nice operator to do those kind of things, but it doesn't just end there though. You can actually use this when calling methods as well. So let's suppose we have, should just clear this one down I guess. Let's suppose we have a method, just say static void, which for the sake of argument takes, say, 3 strings. Capitalize 3 strings. Very contrived, we wouldn't normally have this of course, but it's just to show you the spread operator in action. So these are individual arguments to this method, string A, string B, string C. And let's just say we do A equals plus A. Like so. Then we could call this method by exploding that fruits list out using the spread operator. And effectively what this would do, it's the equivalent of fruits 0, fruits 1, and fruits 2. So if we run that, you can see here we have apples, oranges, and pears. Also, if you had more elements as well, so let's suppose we had, say, bananas in here as well, and rerun, then you'll notice that we can't do that. And we can't do that because if we try to call capitalize 3 strings, which takes 3 arguments, but passed 4 arguments, we will never be able to do that anyway. So that's something to bear in mind. If we have less elements, let's just say we have 2, so clear and then rerun, you can see that that's also not good either. So you have to take care to use the exact number of elements when you're exploding things like this. If this was a var args though, so for example here, args, and then we could just do args.each on each element, and it, then you'll see that this would work, like so. And similarly in the case where we put back the pears and the oranges, again, that works too. So you can get around that having to match the exact number of arguments up with the result of the spread operator by taking advantage of var args. The last thing I'll show you, which is also useful, is that you can also use this in direct method invocation. So if, for example, I have this fruits list, I can also do star dot and then actually execute a method on each one of these. So for example, I could execute to uppercase, and this means this method call would be executed against apples, and then against oranges, then against pears, then against oranges again. Probably make that bananas, I guess. So it's equal to fruits of 0 to uppercase, fruits of 1 to uppercase, fruits of 2 to uppercase, and fruits of 3 to uppercase. So then if I run that, you'll see here we have a new collection which effectively has uppercase to each of the elements. So as you can see, the spread operator, very effective, again, very concise, in common with pretty much everything in Groovy, and I'm sure you'll find ways to be able to use that in your Groovy code to make much more concise and elegant programs.